Hello YouTube, I've got a special for you today. I'm at the Kalamazoo Airspace Museum, and behind me is my favorite plane on Earth, the SR-71. This is the B variant, as it has a passenger compartment for flight training. The SR-71 main model only has one seat, so let's get into it.
So the SR-71 is historically the highest flying and fastest vehicle that the United States has ever produced. It has a flight ceiling of 80,000 feet and a declassified top speed of Mach 3.5. And this aircraft is just incredible. Most of the skin is either titanium or the leading edges are made of Inconel, which is one of the toughest metals on Earth and extremely hard to machine. So this is such a magnificent aircraft. One of the crazy things about this is the skin would expand so much from the pure friction of the air while it was at flight that when it's on the ground, they have to wait until it's ready to take off to fuel it, because the panel gaps were so contracted, the fuel would just leak out. So before flight, they would have to fill up the tanks and start it quickly and get it off the ground, because it would just hemorrhage fuel. So the other nifty thing about this plane is the fuel itself is used as a coolant and a hydraulic fluid to save weight, obviously, from having separate hydraulic systems using normal hydraulic fuel. Now, the biggest thing about this airplane is the shock cones. During low altitude flight, the shock cones are fully protruded, and as it gains altitude and speed, the shock cones retreat by about an inch every 0.1 Mach number. I might be wrong on that. But as the shock cone retreats, as it goes faster, what ends up happening is the air changes its trajectory entering the engine nacelle, and it has flaps on the inside that allow some of the air to escape based on what speed it's going in order to do this plane's most magnificent feature. Now, you'll notice that the engine nacelle is massive, and the reason for that is going to be in this next part of the video. So this bad boy right here is the engine that is inside the SR-71. This is the J58, I believe. Over here. Yep, J58 turbojet. Now, this is a modified engine because of these tubes right here. So once it reaches the proper speed, these tubes are an air bypass. So once that engine shock cone pulls back enough, it changes the dynamics of the air pressure inside of the compressor stage, and using combined regular jet engine and using the bypass tubes, the afterburner is specially made, and you can see right here, I'm pretty sure that these are the fuel injectors right here, and then I'm pretty sure these are all sensors or some other type of oil control. Anyway, all of that extra high-speed air gets crammed into the back here, and it does a ramjet function. So it's a 2-in-1 engine. Once it gets up to speed, the air starts bypassing these tubes, and there's 6 of them total going around it. And it just turns this hybrid engine into a wild, wild beast. So a combination of those tubes and the shock cones is what allows this plane to reach astronomical speeds to steel melting temperatures. So, yeah, now the cool thing about this is it doesn't have a starter mechanism on it, like a normal jet engine would. What it actually uses is this bad boy right here. This is 2 V8 engines. I can't remember who makes them, but these are connected to a gearbox in the back, and that gearbox lifts up underneath each engine. So once it's fueled, they'll huck that thing up into the bottom of the plane and crank it over and get it started. And the fuel that this plane uses is kind of a special fuel. If you look at the information card here. It uses triethylborane, which increases the fuel's flash point, so that way it would not pre-ignite from just the raw heat of the air compressing. They want it to ignite at the right time for optimal fuel burn. So yeah, this entire assembly is just mind-boggling to me, how much power that they could squeeze out of two of these engines. And as you can see here, you know, the engine itself really isn't that big compared with how massive the entire, you know, engine nacelle is. So that huge front part is all of the hydraulics and air gap for the shock cone. But yeah, this is just such a marvel of engineering. And this was all before computer-aided design. So all of this was designed by hand, the entire plane. No computer simulation, no stress tests, just good old math and hard work. Skunk Works did a fantastic job on this plane, and it is my all-time favorite aircraft that the United States has ever been able to manufacture. So this wasn't the most information filled video, but thought y'all might enjoy it. So thank you for watching. Oh my lord, can you imagine being a mechanic for one of these bad boys? Oh, it's just so beautiful. Now let's get a look around the back here. We can see right up her tailpipe. Oop, let's turn the brightness up. Yeah. Now, one more quick thing. This is a scale model remote controlled aircraft that somebody had made right here by Grant Goodsell. 6,000 hours, over 200 miles an hour, using 2 model jet engines. I could not even begin. Like, I would lose sight of it so quickly. Just absolutely phenomenal. What a beautiful, beautiful little model. Oh, just this plane is so magnificent. It's so big and so beautiful. Words fail me finally seeing it in person.
So that is a little bit about the SR-71, one of the fastest and highest flying aircraft humankind has ever constructed. And over here at the Kalamazoo Airspace Museum, there's a whole lot of stuff here and a lot of great educational content. The staff here are just phenomenal. So they've got actual flight simulators that fully roll all the way over, which that took me by surprise when I was trying it out. So thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next video.